What's up, guys? Back here again. We got a shotgun event video here. A bit longer, around 20 minutes, so, you the real MVP if you watch the whole thing. I respect it. Comment below if you did. Obviously, I can't prove it, or you can't prove it, per se. But, maybe you can. You'll never know. Watch the whole video. And, we got a 1-star MAR-12, MAR-12 we'll call it. And I believe this is from, well, as I'm doing the voiceover, I believe it's from the shotgun event about a week ago. Oh, sorry. Crap, I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, but not sure when I'll post it, so, I say about a week ago, and, when I post it might be 2 weeks ago, might be 3 weeks ago, who knows. But doing the voiceover about a week later from the actual shotgun event that this is video of. And using the 1-star MAR-12, and reason being, I did not have a single shotgun prior to the whole shotgun event starting, this whole stretch of shotgun events. Here I'm shooting my own teammate because he's got a KPK, it looks like, and clearly being a troll and being an idiot, and not dissing that AJ guy who killed me. Obviously he was going for the other guy and ended up getting me as well. But those kind of people just ruin these games. So if you're out there watching, I hope you enjoy your little fame, but I'm not sure why sudden death just killed me with a UNK, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. But we got the 1-star MAR-12 because I didn't have a shotgun prior to these events starting, and that's just what first shotgun I was able to pull out of a normal military crate for 4,000 cash a piece. So, I just used it. I didn't have gold to spend at the time. There's really no point. A 1-star versus a 3-star isn't, going to change all that much. Obviously there's a difference, but, it's not. I'd rather just play the event with the 1-star rather than open a million crates, in search of a 3-star, I was hoping I would pull one out of a restricted crate eventually, for the shotgun events at that time, and I did. I ended up pulling I had the MAR-12 1-star edition. Then I believe I did pull a 3-star MAR-12. Started using that, a match or two, and stuns are always useful. I know a lot of people hate using them, hate people who do use them, but use the 3-star MAR-12. Could be wrong on that. I think I had one. But anyways, ditched the 1-star MAR-12, and then quickly I pulled a 4-star Typhoon G-12. Obviously 4-star from a restricted weapons crate. Not sure if that was lag or something there. Yeah, it definitely was. We just got hit markers after we're dead. Obviously ditched the MAR-12s when I got that 4-star Typhoon, and started using that. Wasn't terrible. I didn't have shotgun experience by any means, so I could dig it. I could roll with it, and do my thing, get a few points for the event. But there was also the Combine event going on, which is still going on at the time of this voiceover, but probably not by the time I post this video. Almost definitely not going on still by the time I post this video, but the Atom weapon Combine event, get a 3 times chance to receive an Atom weapon. I do have a video out on my channel already at the time of this voiceover of just 2 combines I did, and I did get an MKR3 add-on for whatever that's worth. At least I got something. So I worked on using the Typhoon and chose to max that out, and once it was maxed out, well, before it was maxed out, I should back up. shooting my teammate again for using a Bobcat, it looks like. Interesting. But there's our homie J0. Back at it again with the AKS G-12 Dragon. I hate that thing. Just because I don't have one. It's like the CQR Atom 7-star. I hate it because I don't have it. But that was pretty awesome. I'm flying. I believe I can fly. And I did. Man, I'm still all over the place. I gotta work on these voiceovers. But we ditched our MAR-12s for the Typhoon. We started maxing out the Typhoon. Before we maxed it out, we pulled a 4-star Hydra 860 Charlie, which is my new Bay. You know, that's been great. And so once I got that, I was like, you know, my Typhoon, I maxed out the Typhoon, and I was like, you know, the Hydra at level 1 is better than the maxed out Typhoon of the same star level. So I threw the Typhoon in a combine, and I forgot what I got. Obviously it would be a 5-star. I honestly think it was a 5-star PW9. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if I have proof. I'm sure I took a screenshot or something of the result, but I feel like it was a 5-star PW9. Anyways, it wasn't anything special, obviously, or else I would have remembered. But no big deal. Not complaining about that. Just saying that we got rid of the Typhoon, and so we're just rocking the Hydra nowadays. Doing pretty well with it. I love that weapon. It's great. You know, it's great at 4 stars. The stats really almost don't change at all going up to a 7-star. I mean, obviously they change. It gets a little better, but not you know, not a significant amount really. I mean, significant is very relative. You know, hard to say what is and isn't significant, but you know, it really doesn't change that much. So you know, if you do pull a 4-star Hydra, you know, you can compete in the shotgun event with that for sure. You know, you don't really have to worry too much about leveling it up, but of course, if you got the resources, you know, why not? There's the lovely J0 wrecking us again. But let's see. You know, using the 1-star MAR-12 here. You know, just having fun with it, to be honest. The great thing about these events is that you don't lose points for dying. I'm pretty sure you don't. So, you know, you can just kind of run free and do your thing and whatnot. And this guy's shooting us from range with a full auto, probably an assault rifle. See, there's a good kill there. Got only had 3 guys on him, but we had JB Money and Land Cruiser helping me out. I see those guys in these shotgun events all the time, so you know, shout out to them. They're great. I know as I'm recording this voiceover, I think Land Cruiser has been using I think he has a 6-star Hydra. He does some damage on me for sure, and I believe JB Money has the we saw it in the match, but 6-star. I believe it's a 6-star. Maybe it's a 7. But the AKS G-12 Charlie, standard, not any special skinned edition. Although the Charlie designation is kind of like a special series. See if we get a hit across the map. Nope, not that time. I've had a kill like that before. At least one of them. I get hit markers all the time, just sending the grenade across the map. Always on train yard at the beginning of the match. You can do it on close quarters as well. Terminal, not so much. Aircraft, I've gotten some kills across the entire map. Shipwreck, I might have had 1 or 2. Yeah, I definitely had 1 crazy one. Oh man. I don't have it on video, or else I would know if I did. You know, you're not going to believe me, but I don't have any of them on video. You're not going to believe that they actually happened. You know, I'm just hoping one day, as I'm recording, I get a crazy kill like that, because, you know, I could make some epic montages if I had all those recorded. You know, obviously they're all pure luck and all that. Not skilled at all by any means, but you know, I could make an epic montage for sure. But wrecked with the 1-star MAR-12. But back to the MAR-12 a little bit. You know, the greatest feature is the reload. You know, you just got the clip that you reload all at once. Your seemingly infinite amount of ammo, infinite mags just stored in your vest somewhere. You know, it's probably the greatest feature is the reload. It's not, you know, a single shell reload, not pump action or anything like that. I'm not a weapons expert by any means, so trying not to say anything too stupid, but there we go, wrecked with this. Oh, not wrecked with the stun. But there's our best friend Vinster 828. But you know, MAR-12, it is decently portable. See us jogging with it there, not in a full sprint. To be honest, I think you should be able to completely sprint with this weapon. I forget what people have said the cutoff is for sprinting. I think it's like 3310, 3,310. So obviously we're not in a full sprint, so obviously we're not hitting that number. Could be 3210. I know it's something 3210 or 3310. I feel like 3310, but could be wrong. Either way, I feel like to make the MAR-12 competitive, I think the portability needs to be upped. The reload is great, you know, quick reload all at once. But honestly, it just doesn't do enough damage. It doesn't fire incredibly fast. It doesn't, what else? Range. I guess you could say it's accurate, but the damage just isn't. Not sure what's going on there. Just a face-to-face meeting. We swooped in and took that kill. Sorry to steal it. You know, it doesn't do enough damage for the rate of fire to even matter, and the range is really low. What else? I don't know. I feel like there's something else I could say there, but losing my train of thought again. You know, competing with a 1-star here, I'm kind of relying on the stuns. You know, since people have said that they hate when people use them, I've kind of trailed off using them. I'll still throw them occasionally, not gonna lie. You know, my thing about it, I think for gadgets in this shotgun event, I think spotters are pretty much useless for the most part. I mean, I think, you know, especially in team deathmatch event, maybe in deathmatch event, spotters might be useful. Medikits are definitely useful. A lot of people using them. I'm definitely not a fan of that. I haven't used any myself. I'm still saving my medikits for future use. But you know, medikits are quite annoying in this event. And getting back to the flashes. Yo, so I totally lost my audio for this portion, and I'm not gonna go back and not gonna record this whole 22-minute video again, but and I'm not gonna try to fill in the blank. But I mean, basically I was saying, I went into an explanation of why spotters and medikits shouldn't be used in this event, and stuns and flashes are okay. Just the main reason being that the stun gadgets have a clear counter available, which is the gear that ignores the stun coming from them. And you know, spotters have no counter, and medikits have no counter. So that's basically the gist of what I was saying. Just filling this in to kind of make sense out of the lack of audio, and Sorry if there's a couple spikes of like just random like static. I don't know what was happening with my recording, but that's it. And in a couple seconds the original voiceover should be coming back in, so thanks for your patience. When you get stunned, but there is a counter available, so I kind of think it's fair, but out of respect for the other players, since I after this recording, I stopped using them as much, and obviously we got the 1-star here, so we kind of rely on them in a lot of situations. But there's Rebecca with a 4-star Nox K. That's lovely. But just my thoughts, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think it's a reasonable approach to take, the whole there's a counter thing. It's great. I'm saving up all my spotters and medkits. I don't know, probably gonna try and use them all in 1 week. I'll just find a week where I have a lot of time to go hard in the ranked play and shoot for first place. I honestly think I can get it if I use. There's another stun kill. We got the assist. Hashtag wrecked. I honestly think I could get first place with enough time and the use of spotters. If I have spotters for every match or medikits for every match, which I'm nothing special, but there's tons of people out there, probably 100 people at least, who could get first place every week if they had the time, if they used spotters, obviously. But I'm just saving them for 1 week, and I'd like to just set out to do that 1 week and reap the benefits of the gold, the extra gold, and the guaranteed 6-star chrome. Get anything special, and I mean, more than that is just bragging rights. Not that it's it's not really bragging rights to finish good. I mean, if you're bragging about ranked play as it's set up now, you're just bragging that you have the most free time. To an extent, there is still skill involved. Obviously, if you're consistently getting plus 20, which I think 20 is the max, if you're getting plus 20 points every single ranked match, obviously you're not going to need to play nearly as much as someone who goes negative once in a while, someone who only gets plus 1, plus 2, plus 5, plus 8 once in a while, right? If you're consistently getting 20 kills, which 20 combat points, which I think it's pretty easy if you got you done Sun's recent setup and some of his videos, the 7-star UNK CQB, great gear, 7-star rocket launcher with the addition of spotters. You could probably go plus 20 in almost every match you play. If you got something like that, obviously you need to put in much less time. So there is some ways to combat just the time alone. But at the end of the day, finishing first or finishing top 10, even top 100 in ranked play is essentially just saying that you have, you've spent that much time playing. And the reward system for the ranked play is a little bit frustrating. Just in terms of like, a top 100 guy might pull a weaker or useless chrome weapon compared to a top 10 finisher, top 10% finisher, not top 10, completely different things. And that's, there's such a time difference between top 10% and, top 100, let alone top 10 or number 1. At least number 1 is a guaranteed 6-star, but, hopefully they implement a more incremental system, so like, you know, 100th place might get 200 gold, 99th might get 205 gold, 98th might get 210 gold, 97th might get 215 gold, right? So on and so on. It's just incremental, so you have an incentive to climb each spot, and everyone who works harder is going to be rewarded for their hard work, you know. But just my thoughts, we can go into that on another video. There's a nice grenade launcher kill. Was that on Vinster? Was that a Vinster? I wasn't paying attention really. I'm going off on a million tangents here. Yeah, that was Vinster. Here comes the UNK. My bad, dude. But you know, just my thoughts on the ranked system and all that, and you know, we can go into more depth on that in another video and whatnot. So we couldn't quite get him. I'm just playing around, dude. We're about to finish this video. Been talking for 20 minutes, totally losing my voice. I don't think you probably can't hear it. Probably doesn't sound different. But you know, my throat's hurting a bit talking this much. So wrapping it up here, you know, I'm not really gonna review the 1-star MAR-12. You know, MAR-12 in general is just useless. You know, if you got one, you know, you're insane if you build it to a 7-star or anything like that. But just figured I'd post this gameplay, just some old shotgun event gameplay with a 1-star MAR-12 before we upgraded. We went MAR-12 to a 4-star Typhoon, maxed that out. Then we got the 4-star Hydra 860 Charlie, and that's the one I'm sticking with for now. I love the Hydra. You know, I still think the AKS G-12 is probably the best weapon for these shotgun events, especially the Dragon Edition. But if you're still watching at this point, let me know what you're using in the comments below. And if you are still watching, comment 2-star A500 below. That way I know who my real fans are, who's watching till the end. And thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time.